Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Star Club Review. And happy 4th of July to everybody that is new to my channel and returning members. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Now, before I get into tonight's discussion, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that tunes into my videos. I really appreciate it. I absolutely honestly do. Now, this one tonight is just going to be a simple one. It's just a discussion on movie tie-ins, movies, like horror movies in general, and their movie tie-in novelizations. Now, I have quite a few of them. I just recently just found Poltergeist, the movie tie-in for the 1980s horror movie Poltergeist, so I'm stoked about finding that one. I have found Poltergeist 2 tie-in novel as well, so I will be grabbing that one as well. But the discussion is with this is, I just want to have a quick, tell you the difference between a tie-in movie novel and the actual movies themselves. Now, it can be horror movies, dramas, you name it. I generally go for horror and sci-fi. But I generally find with a lot of movies that are based off an author's books, let's go Stephen King, for example. Now, a clear example of some of Stephen King's is Carrie, It, The Shining, Doctor Sleep, you name it. The Dark Tower, although The Dark Tower was a big failure, them adapting that novel, the first part of his novel, or the first book, should I say, into an actual movie was just disastrous. Now, in general, with tie-in movie novels like the 1980s horror movies, now some of them are absolutely amazing. Well, Jaws is 70s, but Jaws is a clear example. Absolutely amazing. And then adapting it into a film. Steven Spielberg did an amazing job of adapting it. Although left a few things out, obviously, because of time constraints and stuff like that. But it was generally that movie hit all the points that are exactly the same as the book. Jaws 2, adapting that from the movie tie-in was extremely well written. I haven't read Jaws 2 as such. Yeah, I know, strange, but I have heard from a lot of people that have said that Jaws 2, its novelization was extremely well written, and then when the movie came out, they pretty much stayed true to the book. Now, it's the same with Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson did an amazing job of Lord of the Rings. There's so much to cover in Lord of the Rings, I'm not even going to go there with Lord of the Rings. But there are other horror novelizations as well, like Rosemary's Baby. What's some more that I would clearly go for? Tommyknockers. Now, that was an adaptation of a TV miniseries, but I think they did a really good job. I know Stephen King hates the Tommyknockers. He's even admitted that he hates Tommyknockers. He hates the adaptation. I liked Tommyknockers. Each to their own, I guess. But there are ones like, I know there are tie-in movie novels with Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3. There's a whole bunch of tie-ins with that. There's Friday the 13th, Poltergeist 2. I'm not sure if Poltergeist 3 has a movie tie-in. I'm still trying to research that and find out whether or not that has a movie tie-in. But I've got another really good example is Alan Dean Foster wrote the movie adaptation for Alien Covenant, Ridley Scott's Alien Covenant. And let me just say, Alan Dean Foster is the bomb. He knows his shit when it comes to writing movie tie-ins or tie-ins in general. Like, I know he's written a lot of the Star Wars books, the follow-ups to Star Wars books set within the same universe and whatnot, that follows more adventures of Leia and Luke and Han and all of them and their kids and stuff like that. So I know when it comes to those, he knows his shit really well, and Alien Covenant is no exception. He writ that one really, really, really well. In actual fact, he added a lot more stuff to the book that was not in the movie, that really added a deeper layer to the film, and you could see it on the pages and then onto screen. It would have been so amazing to see it on the screen. But I know some of those some of the stuff that he wrote for Alien Covenant, the movie tie-in. I know some of those were talked about as deleted scenes or cut scenes. But he's added that in, and that's just great to see. But in general, with a lot, you've got to really do your research. If you like the movie and whatnot, and you want to read the novel, then I would suggest doing some research first to see whether or not there's any good reviews and stuff like that. Sometimes I don't take my own advice. No, I don't take my own advice. I'll just grab a book. If I see it, I'll grab it, and then obviously read it at some point. But I've got Alien from Alan Dean Foster, Aliens from Alan Dean Foster. I've got Doctor Sleep, The Shining, Carrie, Rosemary's. I've got Son of Rosemary, but I haven't got Rosemary's Baby. I've got Poltergeist coming. I'm buying Poltergeist 2 from the 80s tie-in as well to that. I'm trying to get my hands on some of the Nightmare on Elm Street tie-ins, but they're extremely expensive, so I don't know if I'll be getting them anytime soon. I also trying to find Halloween 3's tie-in movie novel. I know that's an extremely hard one to find, and it's extremely expensive. It's the same with Halloween and Halloween 2. They're extremely expensive, so I don't know if I want to be forking up the money for those as such. And then, of course, you've got other movie tie-ins, like there's Beastmaster, Transformers, the original 1980s had a bunch of they actually had they had more comics as such, but in general, with tie-in movie novels in general and movies, it's best to either read the book and then watch the movie and see if you like the comparison or whatnot. Sometimes I go straight into the movie, and then if I find that it has a tie-in novel, I will then do a bit of research first and then grab it. Or if I see it out in a thrift store or whatnot, I'll just grab it, because a lot of them are very, very hard to come by. The Alien ones are extremely hard to come by. I've just started collecting all the Dune books, although they're not movie tie-ins. They're written way before the movie came about. So it's all, I guess it's all a matter of what you want to do at the end of the day. But in general, I look for reviews. Sometimes I even look at, when you watch the movie, you think, oh my god, if there is a tie-in novel to it, I want to get it and see how it plays out. Now with Alien Covenant, a lot of that, what was on the page, was in the movie, but then all the added stuff in between all of that added a lot of layers of depth and more story that could have really driven Alien Covenant to be a little bit more wider success. I mean, I absolutely loved Alien Covenant, the movie, and the tie-in book was absolutely amazing. Alan Dean Foster is just a god when it comes to books. and H.P. Lovecraft, of course, but his adaptations are not that great. When people try to do his adaptations, they either end up turning out like shit. Now, in that case, Reanimator, I know I've not seen Reanimator, but Reanimator apparently gave H.P. Lovecraft a lot of justice. From Beyond gave H.P. Lovecraft a lot of justice. I've seen that movie. It has Scream Queen Barbara Crampton in it, and Jeffrey Combs, Scream King. And that's a really, really good H.P. Lovecraft adaptation. There's a really good adaptation to another one of H.P. Lovecraft's novellas that I extremely love is Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage. Now, that is an amazing adaptation to H.P. Lovecraft's works. So you kind of get where I'm coming from as such. It's just a matter of you've really got to do your research, and you've really got to really hone in on what you want to get out of the novel. If you just pick it up and read it and you're not going to watch a movie or whatnot, then you're not going to really get anything out of it. Whereas me, I like collecting the tie-in novelizations. That way I can get a better perspective on the movies that I love and see if the movie tie-ins really added anything different to it that added to the story. And I know some of the Halloween ones they did. I know there's a lot of other ones out there that do exactly the same thing, that add a whole new layer to the actual movie itself, but never made it in there. It's like the same with the Harry Potters. Not adding stuff and then adding their own stuff and stuff like that. I mean, I love the Harry Potter movies, but there was a lot that they didn't really put in there, and I kind of feel like they butchered J.K. Rowling's books a little bit in some respect, but I do love them nonetheless, and J.K. Rowling is an exceptional writer. I will give her that. She's an amazing writer, and with all this drama going on with J.K. Rowling is just really ridiculous. I'm not going to say anything other than I'm not going to make any bad remarks about her or anything like that, because I think she's an amazing writer, and she did give the world Harry Potter, and look at how much joy it brought a lot of people. And it takes a few people to get their ass out of gear and attack J.K. Rowling for no reason, or anybody else for that matter. But I'm not really going to talk about that other than the movie tie-ins. For me, I love the movie tie-ins. And I'm sure a lot of book nerds like myself will enjoy movie tie-ins as well. But other than that, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Happy 4th of July. This will probably be my only video for tonight, and then I'll get back into making some more videos tomorrow. But I felt like this one was a good subject to talk about, just to all the book nerds, to give myself a rest from movie reviews and some game reviews. I have got another review coming, which is my final thoughts and rating and just a general chat about Final Fantasy 16. I have completed the game. I completed it last night, but I'm now doing Final Fantasy mode to get the Final Fantasy mode trophy, and the last trophy, which is I've got to get all the icon abilities completed and mastered, which I'm currently working on in Final Fantasy mode at the moment. I started that last night, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through it already in Final Fantasy mode. So I'm having a real fucking good time with Final Fantasy 16. So I will have a final review for that. Probably in the next couple of days, hopefully if I can complete it at that stage. If not, the final review will be up at some point once I finish it, because I feel like I really need to get the platinum trophy first, so then I can, share it with all of you. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one. All right, catch us later. Bye.